Greetings, all you Titan fodder out there. I'm Duuz-Diz-Din coming at you with another Attack on Titan chapter review. This time it's chapter 113, aptly titled Violence, as the various military personnel feel the surge of electricity from Zeke's scream tearing through their bodies, as many of them come to the same startling realization, including Hanji, as Falco awakens to that same surge throughout his body. She realizes Zeke's plan is in motion, as Zeke flees from the forest from Levi, leaving him to be surrounded by his recently transformed comrades. Levi comes to the startling realization as he manages to dodge his former allies, remembering when they brought in the wine that was apparently from the Marleyan forces. He just realizes we were played from the beginning. It was full of Zeke's spinal fluid. They're fast. He lied to us. Their movements aren't normal. He does his best to dodge and get out of the way, but he ends up cutting a few fingers off of someone he immediately recognizes as Barris. What will you do, Levi, when everyone around you, everyone you trusted, is become a Titan? We have these amazing shots of Levi as he is surrounded on every side conceivable by these people. And as Zeke manages to make his way to a few Titans that he hopes will carry him to safety, he laments about Levi's fate, lamenting the fact that in the end they weren't able to truly trust each other, but he feels that Levi would have never truly understood his goals. That the fact that with the attack on Rubelio, the armies of the world are approaching, ready to descend upon the shores of Paradise Island, and that only they, Zeke and Eren, have the power to change the world. He had wished that Levi could have understood and helped them create a new world for their forces, but Levi was too close-minded. And just as Zeke almost gets out of the forest, something cuts through one of the Titans behind him, and descending as if he were an angel of death upon Zeke, it's Levi. Zeke orders the various Titans to attack Levi to stop him, but the Beyblade of Death is once again in action as he tears through the Titans as if they were nothing more than foam. And as Levi goes in for the kill, Zeke has no choice but to transform into the Beast Titan, grab onto the Titan who was carrying him, rip it apart, and toss the chunks at Levi with immense force. He even goes as far as to harden the nape of his neck, knowing that Levi is a force to be reckoned with. Levi, almost with incredible finesse, dodges between the chunks of Titan like it's no one's business. The Beast Titan tries to get into Levi's head, talking about how he managed to just destroy all of his former subordinates, the cruel manner at which Levi goes in, the inhuman manner at which Levi goes in. However, this does not faze Levi, as he also starts to taunt the Beast Titan, saying that you've made nothing but mistakes thinking that you could run away from me. You thought just because you turned my subordinates into Titans that I would hesitate to kill them? Do you know how many allies I've had to kill up until now? Again, noting the whole situation with Kenny most of all, because he's had to take on humans. He's already been through this, and that shows the importance of a lot of the things we saw in Season 3 of Attack on Titan, that kind of downtime moment. Levi has already come to terms with the fact that they've been killing humans in Titan form, living beings. He's been taking down friends, people he would have fought against, people he pledged his life to all this time. He's already become prepared to be death, destroyer of all. And as he takes some of the thunder rods, he plunges them into the nape of the Beast Titan's hardened neck, destroying the area around Zeke and pulling Zeke's mangled body out of the wreckage of the Beast Titan, with Zeke's guts hanging out, just so much of his skin just disintegrated, and he just starts insulting him and says, "I won't kill you, not yet," as he drags Zeke's almost lifeless corpse back into the forest. Meanwhile, at the training section in the Shiganshina district, we have Commander Shadis training the new recruits, mostly in the, typical Titan eliminating procedures. However, some of the cadets note the fact that his way of teaching is too archaic, that they have to prepare to take down fellow humans now, that his tactics no longer work. And as if on cue, in comes Flock with a tied-up Hanji, drawing his guns on Shadis and the rest. And while Shadis tries to put up a brave front against Flock, he makes it very known that he hasn't come for Shadis and his old, outdated ideals. He's come for the new recruits, the ones who know that the time of Titan killing is beyond them. It has come time to take on the rest of the world, the other humans out there who see them as nothing more than monsters, things to be destroyed at any cost. And so they must go with the Jaeger faction and choose to stand up for the future. Do not follow in Shadows' old ways and customs and fight with them against the rest of the world. To not die as cattle. And as many of the cadets go in to join Flock, he demands only one thing from them: to beat Shadis to a bloody pulp, to beat down the remnant of an old, faded out ideal way of life, when they were nothing more than cattle waiting to die. And as Hanji tries to speak out of this, Shadis tells her no. He'd take on all of them by himself. And unfortunately, the cut here makes it seem a lot more comedic than it actually is, as Shadis' next cut is just a bloody mess on the floor, as everyone simply just walks away from him, with Hanji just lamenting the fact that everything has gone so wrong. Our protagonists captured, Mikasa, Armin, Jean, all of them just captured and tied up. Aaron with a very solemn, not King Solomon, solemn look on his face, staring out onto the rest of the world. And we cut back to Levi on a boat in the middle of the water with, well, not a boat, a cart in the middle of the land, just way out beyond where anyone would probably even find them, with Zeke still kind of messed up, still healing, with one of the thunder spears just jammed right into his stomach. And as Zeke vomits up the bile, because, he kind of has something shoved right in his stomach, he kind of pities Zeke, saying that, well, I pity you because you're not able to really die now, or even shift into your Titan form because you're still healing. But after what you've done, turning all my subordinates, going through this plan and trying to just lie to us in every conceivable way, I don't really have too much pity for you. lying here in your own vomit, spear in your stomach, and then he just starts hacking away at Zeke, bit by bit, and it really just shows how deadly the 3D maneuver gear swords are, where they just cut through Zeke's body like it's nothing. I mean, this is bone and flesh, and they're just cutting through it like it's nothing. And Levi almost takes a little bit of pleasure in Zeke's cries and screams of pain. But, after Levi stops cutting, Zeke says, it's just like, oh, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? And as Levi tells him not to worry about it anymore, we cut back to a bit of a flashback where we see a young Zeke playing with a man called Mr. Xavier, and Zeke laments that there is a duty he must still complete. So we'll soon be seeing a lot of the driving factors behind why Zeke is trying to do what he's doing, how Zeke turned, where this idea came from, and possibly how he got the Beast Titan ability, because I think it might have come from this person, Mr. Xavier, where he shares the ideals, and a lot of the mindset might have come from Mr. Xavier. It might explain why he turned on his parents the way he did, where this grand ambition he had came from. And I'll very much be glad to see that, because honestly, we have nothing really to go on with Zeke. There's a lot of questions that he just presents that haven't been really answered. What was it that Eren sees in Zeke, or just got from Zeke? What information did he get that might have turned him to such a degree? But until then, that's the last little bit for this chapter. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think about this chapter? Because if you couldn't tell, this chapter was intense. The art was phenomenal. Just the back and forth of Zeke and Levi, and how they just kept clashing in various ways, just showing how deadly someone proficient in their Titan form could be, and someone proficient with 3D maneuver gear could be. He's got that Ackerman blood in him. But Levi still just begs the question about what Eren had said about an Ackerman, because Levi hasn't really banded himself to any kind of person who carries in them the power of a king. It doesn't feel that way. He gave himself over to one person and one person only, and that person could not Titan shift in the end. Levi acts around a lot of his own rules. I mean, you could say that about Kenny, you could say that about Mikasa, that they had that Ackerman blood in them that gave them the power of the Titan and proved a lot of what Eren said in the previous chapter correct. But with Levi, I don't see it. I don't know what it could possibly be. It just doesn't add up quite yet. But hopefully we'll find out a little bit more about this. But man, how is everyone gonna get out of this? Because at every turn, Flock and Eren just seem to be, taking out any possible option they could have in this whole situation. It seems just like they're incapable of going any further. And if you have any idea how they could possibly get out of that, please share it with me, because they're between a rock and a hard place at this point. But if you liked my review, feel free to leave me a like. If you didn't like my review, feel free to give me a dislike and tell me what I'm doing wrong in the comment section below, so that I might better myself for future videos. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more Attack on Titan chapter reviews. It only seems to be getting more intense as we go on, as it feels like we're reaching a conclusion, maybe another year or two. But author is truly bringing his endgame. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.